Right, welcome back everyone to the first live prediction show, first live show of all actually in 2025. We've got the head of Kronk Jim, Sugar Hill Murphy, and the in the top right, and we've got Liam Tully down bottom. A bit of a switcheroo for the lineup this time around, but we're looking to the Gold Coast Convention Centre in Australia for Jai Opetaia. David Nyika is the headliner, but the co-main event this time is Justis Huni against the South African Shaun Potgieter, if I'm saying that right. Apologies, Shaun, if I've got it wrong. Huni coming in, Liam, 11-0, wins by knockout. Nice and active. We watched him on the Conor Wallace card last month. So he's back out straight away. Shaun Potgieter is coming in 10-1. Never fought outside of South Africa. It seems to be a bit of a common theme for some of these B-side opponents lately that they've been shipped in from their home country and they've never fought outside of it. You got the IBF Pan-Pacific heavyweight title and the WBO Global heavyweight titles on the line. Jay, don't say it. I know Prince Patel's on your mind.
It's probably one of the only belts he hasn't won, I think.
over 10 rounds. I'll just kick off before I come to both of you for any thoughts. I am high on Justis Huni. I'm going to say something slightly negative, though, with what I've already covered anyway. I think we spoke about it on No Punches Pulled. Not too sure what they're doing with him. He fought Kevin Lerena in Saudi, which was a very, very good win. He's 25 years old. Again, he's a baby for a heavyweight. After this, let's see him put his toes in the deep end a little bit. Because I know, Liam, we commended his activity, which is great, but we need to see him step up that level of contest. He proved he can beat Kevin Lerena, who's no slouch. Kevin Lerena is not the next coming of Ali or anything like that, but he's a good fighter. So he's clearly got something, Justis Huni. But yeah, I mean, it's not a great matchup if I'm being completely honest.
It's a step backward. I mean, it's a step backwards for me. I think it's a step backwards. They're not progressing him. They're sort of plateauing him. He's barely fought anybody. He's just started to sort of put his head above the parapet, and they're pushing him back down again rather than sort of giving him progression. And this is not what he needs, because what's going to happen is he's got a bit of recognition. He's got a little bit of a name. Obviously, he's fighting on a big card in terms of Oceania. It's a massive card. Jai Opetaia is probably the biggest name to come out of that area at the moment, or the hottest, should I say. I think Kambosos has probably got a little bit more recognition, but he's sort of... I think Jai Opetaia is hotter than him at the moment. He's sort of the name. So he's on a massive card. For me, I would have stepped him up, because what's going to happen is he'll probably get another opportunity on another Jai Opetaia card, which if all the T's are dotted and I's are crossed or whatever, it's probably going to be a unification fight. So it's going to be an even bigger matchup. For him then to take a step up on an even bigger card is more of a risk for me. He'll be ill prepared and he'll end up getting flattened. I would prefer to see him step up, progressively step up rather than do a big jump, because fighting these, and no disrespect to his opponent, it flattened the likes of me inside a round. But, as you say, he's not fought out of South Africa. On his record, I mean, he's been stopped against somebody that's not very good. He's boxed a debutant, he's boxed a lot of journeymen. Record looks great on paper. It looks like a fight, but we know it's not. And he's not going to get anything out of this. He'd have been better off staying behind closed doors and doing some hard sparring for me, because I think that would be better preparation. So I'm a little bit disappointed in the matchmaking. I would have preferred a better opponent.
Yeah, no, mate, you've hit the nail on the head. I mean, it's a step up from Rabati. I mean, if we see his opponent with his gut hanging up down by his kneecaps, like me and Sam did with Rabati last month, then I'll eat my words. But he looks like he's got a bit more about him, but he's limited having a bit more about him. He's got no business being in the ring with Justis Huni. That is the reality of the situation. The only positive I'm going to take from it is at least he's active. He got out at the back end of the start of December. He's getting out in January. He's trying to build something after plateauing, kind of the Lorena loss. He got injured, went in with Troy Pilcher, reoccurred the same injury, had to stay out till December. At least now he's trying to be active, but that's us being generous and finding a positive.
Yeah, because
like co-main event, if this was on
that's the problem for me. Yeah.
If this was an Eddie Hearn's involved. Eddie Hearn's out in Australia, but it's not under the Matchroom banner. It's an association matchroom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it has been. If this was a matchroom boxing card and this level of opponent was the co-main, we'd be sitting here spitting feathers a bit more, saying there's no quality. What we're doing. Yeah. I mean, look, it's a 10-rounder, so let's take a positive. There's 10 rounds here. There's some lovely trinkets that we're going to ignore that are on the line as well, but it's a showcase for Huni. He does what he wants, and then, hopefully he gets back out to Saudi. He's talking like he wants to fight in March. As we said the other day, we know a Saudi card is being mooted for March. Turkey loves the heavyweights. Justis Huni's another one that needs a dance partner, isn't he?
Yeah, he sure does, and let's see him get that. But yeah, boys, I'm going to go straight in with my prediction. 2 or 3 rounds tops here for Justis Huni, similar to the Rabati fight. This guy's already been stopped at a way less level down. I can't see anything other than Huni, and he's not a massive puncher for a heavyweight. He's just over half and half with his knockout ratio, but it's more of a levels thing in my opinion. So yeah, Justis Huni early for me, boys.
I can't disagree. I'd be disappointed if Huni sort of labours to even if he wins 10-0, for me that's not good enough. Somebody like this, with the fanfare that surrounds him and being a co-main event on a massive card in your homeland, they've shipped an opponent in for you, hand-picked, cherry-picked opponent, you should be blasting him out of there. This guy fought a debutant in a 4-rounder 4 or 5 fights ago. Won on points. He got stopped by somebody that was 6-2. And I'm not saying anyone can get caught and get stopped. I don't box. I've boxed and been stopped, so I know what it's like. But I would be very disappointed if he goes any further than four rounds for me. So I see a cumulative stoppage, sort of a TKO stoppage, 3 or 4 rounds in.
Yeah, look, if we're sitting here on Wednesday morning and we got through 10 rounds of this fight, then bloody hell, it's going to be a tough 30 minutes of our lives that we're all going to be questioning why we've done it. The reality is, this is similar to Rabati. Rabati felt the power from Huni and actually said to the referee when he stood up from the count, I don't want to carry on. That's why the ref waved it off. If you watch it back, he goes to the ref, I don't want any more. He's hit me too hard. I can see a similar thing happening on Wednesday morning. Huni has enough power. He hits hard enough, especially at this level, that opponents just want any more. At the end of the day, this guy's being brought in for a paycheck and to give him a fight as opposed to having any serious desires of winning. So if we're seeing round 5, then I'll be very surprised. I think Huni early, probably similar to the Rabati fighter. He says he wants to know more of it to the referee.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, 3 of us picking Justis Huni to get the job done. We want to see him step up next time out. We're going to be back in a couple of minutes' time for the main event of this card, IBF Cruiserweight World Championship. Jai Opetaia versus David Nyika, Australia versus New Zealand. Let's hope for a good fight in that one. There was a few of you that joined us, so thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.